Welcome to season 2 of Home of Our Stars. And as we told you, we're bringing the legends, the creme de la creme, but also the people who are your common faces. You look at them, you feel like they're in your living room every other day. You know them, right? This show, actually last season, and we had one of the guests who said, you need to speak to certain people on this show who make it look so easy with the scripts and everything. I've got that person they did mention, JDC. Yes, I have Queen, but she's Tyra Abok. But everybody keeps telling me, no, Tumanyinga Queen. Everybody calls you Queen, right? Yeah. It sounds like your name has faded off. Now everybody just says Queen. How are you?
I'm very fine.
Yes.
Thank you.
What's the epitome of comedian? Is it comedian extraordinaire, the legend of comedians, most creative?
No, I'm really Moses Chibonek.
Okay, yeah, a humble man.
Yeah. Because I have no reason. I don't know, probably I just don't have enough yet. You know, sometimes you don't know.
Enough what though? Money,
yeah,
accolades?
Yeah, sometimes you think you're an introvert, you're just broke. Yeah, so I don't know. But but I'm really Moses Chibonek.
So most of us know you as Uncle Mo, but for this particular role, you're Gerard.
Gerard.
There's no nice way to say Gerald. Yeah. Gerard. But is it like Baba Kuvuma 24/7? Every time I turn on a scene, you've done something wrong.
One of my lines says,
Gerard ogambye ekisebo kitereeze kino si kitambula kya ku mmeeza ani gwogenda okugenda mu bantu.
Thank you, sir.
Sebo si kitambula kya ku mmeeza soko kitereeze Gerard soko kitereeze.
It's been an interesting journey.
Does life mimic what you're acting?
I just want to take my role to be like a training ground, just in case I end up in such a situation. I'll be like, I've been here before.
So far you have prepared well.
No.
That's part 3 of the interview. Anyway, so JDC, when it just started out, I think it was like a musical.
Yes.
Children. And you know how sometimes when a concept is not known or popular, people will hesitate a bit. I feel like now it's come full circle. Everybody understands it, everybody sees it. But last season, we had somebody from JDC, and they said the biggest pressure they have is seeing the young ones learn their lines and deliver them. And then you're like, but Nami, I forgot my... And say, how are you holding up an entire production when the young one has remembered their lines?
But I think it's unnecessary pressure on the older people.
Yeah.
People are going through problems. Actually, I don't understand how... I find adults like Ugandans and they're doing yoga, they're calm. I mean, the things we're going through can't allow us to be calm.
You can't allow.
You can't be there and you...
zone out.
You can't zone out of your rent. You can't zone... These guys, they have...
Does she understand what problems you're naming?
I am telling you, that salary not coming at the right time, the kayaka meter making noise for you at home.
You have too many problems.
Right?
Yeah.
On top of that, getting lines. But I've been on the set, people are really doing great with lines and owning them. And then on the side of the children we have on the show, I mean, they are very religious with the lines. It's a beautiful dynamic. Like for us, we realized that probably we might not be gospel with the lines.
You'll improvise.
We shall have to improvise because so many other things are going on in our lives. Then the others who have to deal with their parents and their books, probably...
looking at life differently, but she's here, so we might as well ask her. First of all, tell us about the story, the journey that gets you to JDC. Let's say we're having this conversation at season 1, episode 1. Tell us about that.
I would say that my journey on getting to JDC was, it was fun. I really liked getting to JDC. I feel like it is my first ever series where I'm the main character. Right. So it feels really nice. And especially when people call me Queen, it is true
it's stuck.
Yeah, it's stuck. Like no one even knows that I'm called Tyra. Okay, some people know I'm called Tyra, but they know me as Queen and then Tyra. So I really enjoy the role. And I was hearing you guys talk about the thing of the lines. I think it's because let's say the adults, maybe sometimes...
I'm here.
Maybe sometimes, okay, they have the paper longer than us. Okay, they have the script longer than us.
Right.
So let's say it's like the things...
She's not helping.
It's like the things when you're in school, and you have a paper, you have to memorize the whole syllabus
revise,
before.
yeah.
So it's been a while since they've gone through that.
Whew.
So yeah.
And you're the comedian?
Can't come back from that.
You can't. No, but I mean, also, like I said in the beginning, it was not a concept that was really well known for Ugandans to have young children actually be like stars, or you know, when you say I love a show, I'm going to watch a show. Nobody ever thought they'd be watching young kids. Were you scared to get into such a role or to be on such a show? And how did you even manage that?
Okay, first of all, how I got to JDC was through the JDC auditions.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think made me stand out from all the other kids was when we were auditioning, they gave us 3 roles. And of course, each girl had to play queen. But since I felt that I could not act out other characters, I decided to play all the 3 roles by myself. So when I was doing the audition, I would say a line of queen, and then I would switch to
you
another one.
superimposed to the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and
overachiever.
She was queen in the audition.
Hey.
And let's say how I manage JDC is because I really love being queen. I really love I love the way she rules over others. Not that I hate. Not that.
No.
Okay.
Very honest.
Yeah. I love the command that
power,
she has.
the
Power that she has over other people. So I think that that Tyra in real life is very shy to be like that. But when I'm queen, I feel like that can be actually
somebody else comes out, and you enjoy that person that comes out. You said it was my first time being on like that kind of work, like a series. Let's talk about, I wouldn't say the bad, but the not so good stuff that you got on set and said, this is what it takes. I just want to be a star, you know? What shocked you on set?
The lines, the fact that we had a call sheet where we had, I didn't know it was going to be like school, where we wake up early in the morning and
show
then
up at this time,
early. And there's this one thing that Gaetano told me. He's like, so they tell us to hurry, and then we wait. So that one was shocking. But the worst thing I would say would be when the adults forget their lines when we are shooting. So
adults.
we have to meet again.
They forget their lines and make you just stay there.
Yeah.
And then I think this is the point where you come in, sir. Adults.
No,
Josie.
it is just hard. You know, you're there, you're already embarrassed that, I mean, the director's like, man, then also now the children acting with, they're also looking at you like, you have a line. No, but interestingly, when we're doing, we have been handling lines better over time.
Over time, as time went on, yeah?
Season 2 is better.
What about support? Because sometimes that happens where you kind of don't understand each other. There's the adults, as you're calling them, then there's you, all of you kids understanding each other, and then these ones have their own problems. How is it being on set and navigating? Because they're talents as well, and they're talents that have been around and have their own series of experience, which you'd like to tap in. But then, are you able to sort of merge and have that sort of conversation with them?
I would say that working with the adults was very nice. They were very friendly. They were very welcoming.
Right.
I would say they were all very nice. It was very easy to talk to them.
Who? Who showed signs of not being a good friend?
Okay, I would say when I first met Uncle Mo, I was scared.
Okay.
But then he's very funny. I feel like he's the funniest person on set, so it's very nice to talk to him.
Okay.
I feel like he's the one adult who you can just sit down and have a conversation with, like as if you're in class with your friends. So that's what I really like about him.
The childlike spirit in him comes
Yeah.
out.
It's my time on set, and I think to represent how she felt, and probably other people could have. I have this thing when I walk into a place and I barely know people.
Yeah.
You won't see me talk to anyone.
Zone out.
So many times I get onto set and I just be like, where's my script? Where's wardrobe? Let me do this and can we go home? But I mean, over time, you should be on set. These kids are interesting kids. You know, we across, like the ones that I act with as my kids, they're interesting. We have gotten into an extended family being on JDC. Yeah. People don't understand it enough when they say, I met you. No, on JDC, it was a family-like structure and it into all of us.
It's stuck. Yeah. you know how they say the first time you found out you were a star, most cases isn't because you felt it. It's because the way people treat you and how people, for a long, it takes a long time to register for you. But other people will have already found out. When was the first time you figured, oh, okay, Queen is Queen, and everyone knows Queen?
I would say the first time was when I think that was the first 5 episodes of JDC season 1, and I was at Mega Standard, and then
A supermarket.
Yeah, some girls walked, and then they were like, "Oh my God, you're Queen!" So I was first shocked, and I'm like, "Am I Queen?" And then I remember JDC. Then I was like, "Oh, I am." So yeah. That's when I realized
that maybe people are watching.
But up to now,
this girl is over enjoying things. Anytime she's over winning she's the president of America. She's everywhere. I'm like, man, Queen. By the time she's start, what will be left?
She'll be tired. She'll be tired. I started to ask when Uncle Mo figured out that he was popular. Your adults don't hang out at the supermarket, do they? They won't.
Now let me tell you, there's a time I was at a supermarket. COVID. Okay, now for me, I'm not yet used to what you call popular. Actually, you're using very big words on this show.
Stardom.
You said legend. In the beginning, you even said legend. But anyway, there's a time I was in the supermarket. I had a mask on, I had shades on. It was COVID time, and they kept. And someone was like, Uncle Mo.
And you're like, how?
I was like, these people should return my money. I said, these things don't work.
You can tell who it is.
How? Yeah. We get into an extended relationship with people that we don't even know, and it's amazing and it's very humbling. Someone maybe
you seem awkward about when people like point you out as
right? I don't know. It's not there for me.
But then also remember that work you do is comedy. People laugh. You evoke an emotion from people, and I think when they meet you, it's that awkwardness of just be funny.
Because for me, I'm like, I didn't go to a warehouse and be like, give me 2 sacks of jokes, So when people are like, this is the guy, I'm like, I'm the guy.
You're like, it comes from somewhere.
I'm still trying to settle into...
Yeah. Do you ever find that it's hard for you to sort of separate? So there's the real you.
Yes.
The one you were saying, this is Moses, and then there's Uncle Mo. Do you ever sometimes feel like, why can't Uncle Mo go live there? And then I also live here,
No, by the way, I don't even find... If, for me, I have the split.
Okay.
Yeah, it's people who keep saying, that's how Uncle Mo looks. Like, I don't know the Uncle Mo look. Like, people tell me, he's done the other face. I'm like, which face?
This is my face.
Yeah, so I'm so disconnected from how the audience perceives the art. So I am really learning just like...
how to put everything together. And so when you come from comedy to now a series, there's a lot that... Because, it's just you, probably a camera, the guy just helping you out, to do your skit. Even if you've got 2 cameras. When you get on a set for a series, lots of moving parts.
Yes.
They're looking at 3 people right now, but there's a whole world just to get it working.
Yes.
What kind of shocked you being on a set of that kind of production and magnitude to say, okay, this is what it takes? Because it's not as fun as the end product.
As people say it,
yeah.
Considering that I've been doing personal content for some time now, I have, over time, learned to zone out everything. Like, the next thing I want to be interested in is the camera. Like, everyone is dead to me. They're behind the camera, they're like, what did he say? They are dead. And I think so many creatives are like that. Our minds easily start figuring out things and thinking about things. I'm easily thrown off. If you start telling me things, even just help me remember my lines, it should be one person. If I hear 3 people, I'm going to forget everything. Yeah, so, and I need just a pointer because I read them. So I just need the pointer and please keep quiet immediately after that. I'm easily distracted. So if I don't block things out, if I don't block crew out, you are going to have a bad actor on your hands.
Oh, too many takes for their liking. What shocked you on set?
The biggest thing that shocked me on set was... the takes as well. When we have to do like 12 takes, and they have this thing where they say, take 1 alpha, take B, G, and there was a time when we reached F. And I was like...
I'm sorry to cut Tyra short. The problem with takes is when you watch the show and you're like, that's the take you went for.
Yeah. I gave you like on take.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a take I did. You guys went for that one, guys.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's painful.
So they went from A to F?
To F.
Yeah. and you continue repeating the same line and doing the same thing with the same emotion. And there's sometimes when they tell you to do like a crying scene, so you have to keep crying, and it's annoying.
And when they say cut,
And the funny thing is, they'll take that you had no tears might be the one that makes the cut. You're like, why did I cry?
just the emotion
Why
of
did I
you
cry my
almost
tears?
crying. But also, like, where do you go? Because I used to find that hard when I was in film. I'm like, you almost need to go to a place to find the creative juices in you. Because like I mentioned, the set has too many moving parts.
Yeah.
So by the time they tell you action, you're like, wait, what? Give me 2 minutes to get into character. But where do you get that, how do you mold your craft? I guess that's what I'm asking. How do you mold who you then become as a character? Because Tyra isn't Queen, Gerald isn't Uncle Mo. So how do you craft that person?
Well, I would say how I mold Queen is, I think the biggest thing is, okay, what you see is what you become. So watching who Queen is very bossy. She's like the queen bee of everything. So watching people who act like that really helps me. And also...
Like who?
Okay, like there are very many movies like The Mean Girls and whatnot. So yeah,
you take inspiration from that.
Yeah, and sometimes at school there is already another queen bee that isn't.
Name drop. This is a safe space.
Hey, that's what they say. Safe space.
It's a safe space. They won't see you at school. It's okay. But yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, overall, I would say that I do enjoy being Queen. It feels really nice. Like, you are the host of this show, so like everyone is around you. Like they can't do things without Flavi. So that's how it feels being Queen.
I am quite powerless here. I need to be Queen for a day then, yeah? No, but do you find that Queen sips into Tyra sometimes?
Okay.
Be honest for the first time on this show.
Tell the truth.
Okay,
in some situations, you're like, I'm going to pull Queen out.
Yeah, in most situations at home, okay, I would say I like having everything I want. Okay, I don't mean in that sport kind of way. I just mean that if I ask for something, then I would want to get it.
Right.
But of course, sometimes you don't always get it.
Yes.
So that I would say that's how Queen snips into Tyra. Yeah.
You demand.
A lot.
Okay, right. So your character, you said, okay, it's training ground and everything, but I find it's harder for you now because the audience already knows you for something. They're going to already see, like you were saying, they see the other character in this character. So where do you go to get Gerald?
It's for me, when I was being cast for Gerald, I remember I told the director that the reason why I said yes, I'll do the role, I was going over my lines, first episode, my first scene, and there's a part I'm arguing with my wife in the car.
Yes.
Then we look back in the seat and we're like, where are the kids?
Oli mukuzikiriza order za migati za somero. Gerard imbalaamu amagezi. Ate bwe mbanga njogero olina okumpuliriza.
Abana baliwo.
Ndowooza olaba bino gwabirese Gerard bino gwabirese.
I told him the line, where are the kids, was the reason I was like, I have to be on this show.
Really?
Like, which couple is this?
That forgets.
Lost their kids on the first day of school.
Right.
So the character has been delivered to me by my lines across the show. And so many times when I find what my wife keeps saying, she does an amazing job, then Nabatanzi on her role as Linda. She gives me the attitude. Yeah, so when we're going over the lines, I'm like, I just see where I'm supposed to fall.
Right.
And being an artist, okay, with the direction from the director, it gives you a roadmap of how you'll look.
She sets the pace for you. Well, even the director sets the pace. Speaking of director, you have two of your directors, because I'm sure you have got a couple of other producers, but I know Nisha and Manzi, who are no small feats, even in front of the screen.
Yeah.
Is there an added advantage having people who've been on the screen? Sometimes when you have a director or producer who's not on screen, you're like, Toby, get a pressure.
Yeah.
Does it help?
Yes, it does. It does.
A lot. Manzi, I was even seeing on Google, I saw his net worth. Anyway.
No way!
He has a net worth of
I will check.
Good. I said, Kumbe. Anyway, no, I know that he has produced bigger shows abroad and stuff. And he brings so much of that. I mean, when you look at people who understand. You see, like, I'm an engineer. There's what we know as what should be.
Yeah.
Then what makes you an engineer is when you figure out, when you need science to figure out something new to make it work. Now he knows how to figure out something that will work. You know,
Is that towards each person, like almost like tailoring? I know how to deal with you to bring out you.
Yeah, it is, because I would say that I love both of them, and I feel like I work great with both of them, because Mami Nisha says that she crafted the role queen to fit my personality.
Oh.
So when it gets to the acting and I'm with director Manzi, it's very easy, because he can just tell you, why don't you just improvise? Like, what would you do if you're in this position?
Like, you know what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, so he makes it very comfortable for you to work with him.
And also the audience, because now it's not like how film used to be back in the day where there's a small set of people seeing you. This is now almost like a global stage, because access to watching you is everywhere. Has that helped? I mean, you're not on episode 1. You know, you've now seen the feedback come in.
Yeah.
Is that a good or a bad thing, or a bit of both?
It's a bit of both, because I think that's what keeps everyone in this industry going, the pressure that they get from their fans
Right.
and from the audience. So you're like, was this good? Was this not good? Am I still having that same thing? So I feel like that's the pressure that everyone gets.
Yeah.
But I think if you have a good small circle of people who can tell like the bitter truth, even though it's bitter.
Humble you.
Yeah, who can humble you and tell you like, you've done bad or like you've done good, then that pressure doesn't get to you most of the times.
So given that, you know, there are kids on the show, I kind of want to know if the effect is also felt in school. Because, I mean, imagine showing up to school and your neighbor is queen. How? After the break. Welcome back. It's season 2 of Home of Our Stars, and this is a spotlight on JDC. I have Queen and Gerald. It's Tyra Abok and Uncle Mo, or Moses, but I mean, really, we're going to go with what we know. For us, you are fans, know you as Uncle Mo. So school, I mean, that can be tough, because Queen isn't necessarily, you know, a gentle character. And so you walk into school and everybody now recognizes, and has it done good or harm for you?
I would say that only my friend group, which is only 5 girls, only my friend group know how I actually behave. The rest of the school treats me exactly like
As
how
queen.
Exactly the same. Like, even though I just walk up to any random kid and ask them for like directions or where a certain teacher is, they'll be like, you talk to me. And I'll be like, so yeah. So
These are the problems she's dealing with, please. It's like, how can the cool chick talk to me, right?
Yeah.
What about family? Are your family cool with how the character's moving? Do they ever have reservations of like, I think you were a bit mean here?
I would say that they treat me the same. I would say that it's my mom who I think she loves Queen the most. Like, I feel like she knows Queen more than me, because she is the one who like mentors me into who Queen is and how Queen should be. And I really appreciate that. And then there's my older brother who is like, if you want to better your character for Queen, you should do this. So like, I feel like my whole family appreciates what I do. So
one is raising a diva, the other one is helping you with character development. What family is this? We need to join it. Wow, that's so cool. She says she has a circle of 5 friends. I want to know where, because this can't be it. Surely you didn't join for the money. This is a purpose. This is a passion. This is...
Yeah, bills, I know.
I mean, so is this something you're going to cultivate a lot more, you know, the acting world? It's quite demanding. People don't know that.
No, yeah, they don't. Everyone's like, I want to start. You're like,
How much time do you have?
Because I've seen some of the biggest names in the acting landscape of this country collapse at what the industry demands. Yes. Like, I have been on set, and Gaetano has to go and host The Voice Africa, but he has some 3 lines he has to throw with some, but those lines are going to be done at like 4 p.m. But he came at around, you know, there are so many things The industry really, really, really humbles you.
So for now, you're freelance. You are in it one toe.
No,
two
I think I'm available for any situation where the juice is worth the squeeze. I appreciate.
That's honest.
Yeah, I know that I have a gift on my life and I'm happy to give it through my art as an actor. And I'm available, and I'm available to tell African stories. I'm available to tell the Ugandan story through whatever production that is up. And I'll be glad if it also pays my bills.
So before we wrap, I always ask my guests here, my stars here, if there is a limit to it, if there is some non-negotiables where you're like, listen, I will act next to Denzel unless I am asked to shoot him. You know, just what kind of role would you think, you know what, this is it, that I won't do, no matter how much bread you put on the table? Queen looks like, anything.
I mean, I would say that I would act any role as long as it does not affect my relationship with God or my moral lessons that my family has taught me. Because, I mean, you as a person have to have some self-respect for yourself as well.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's acting.
Yeah.
It's not you.
Even though it's not you, it still appears as you at some point.
Right. That's a smart way to look at
For me,
it.
there's a lady in Chirika. She's called Maureen Seranga. She's my mother.
And that right there.
She's closer to me than God. Like, I know I fear God, but
you don't see how
she's
you don't
closer.
see God on Sunday.
I'm telling you, everything I do, and the reason why people can be like, you know, Uncle was granted. He's not vulgar. He's not going below the belt.
Yeah.
And I keep wanting to tell other artists that it's not that I can't see the things you say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my mother.
It's not like any other mother.
Oh my God! So everything will.
The filter is my mother.
That's it.
That's a good filter
And
a strong filter at that.
strong filter.
So if she says you can't act as a witch doctor, you can't,
I can't,
act as a
yes.
witch. I get you. I understand. So I mean, let's just speak into what the industry is, because obviously JDC has sustained the time. It means it's for viewership. That's a tick, you know. That's just how, you know how things are. It's viewers, ratings.
Yeah.
Whether you look amazing and nice and your costumes are good, are they watching? You've stood that test of time as a show. If you can speak into what you think the industry is going to look like, even if it's just for you as an actor, or what you've seen and think, you know what, I predict we're going to be here in a few years.
I would say that the industry in a few years, for Uganda especially, is going to look very bright for our local content, because we have put so much into our local content, making films about Ugandan boarding schools, things that no one would know. So if a kid from the UK watches it, they'll be like, oh, maybe I want to try this. So that's basically a very big thing for our local content as Ugandans.
Telling our own
telling our own stories. So I would say that I see it very big in the future.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the industry is whatever it is right now. People who were around it like 10 years ago.
You feel for them?
People will enter now. They don't know. They don't know
how hard, what it was. Yeah.
But I like Shah said, I think we are appreciating our personal stories more.
Yes.
I look at the shows we're doing, the narrative we're pushing, the storylines, and like finally we're appreciating our own struggles, wins, goods, uglies. Like we're now painting the picture more. We're not trying to be other film spaces. We're now trying to be actually the Ugandan film industry.
Actually, someone said, before, I think one of my guests last season said, before when someone said local content, they thought just change Hollywood into Luganda. It's not just about changing it into Luganda, because, JDC is largely English, and yet it's still telling a Ugandan relatable story. So I think we just I don't know if it was time. I don't know if we're waiting for something to click.
Right.
And it clicked. Well, thank you so much for your time. We catch you. JDC shows when and where?
JDC shows every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on Palm Magic Prime, and you can catch the repeat on Sunday at 7:30 on Palm Magic Prime. And JDC Season 1 is currently on Palm Magic Local.
Woohoo! This is when the adults are cramming lines. This is what the youngins are doing. Someone teach me that thing. What's the song like? JDC. Why are you pointing
Let me tell
to
you, no,
her?
like
That's
all of
so
us
mean.
all of us had our things. But I actually sing on the show. Yeah, adults have their own music. Yeah, Jadis was sung by young voices. Yeah. So adults, a few of us
You add
had
in.
a chance to actually record music. We went to a studio
Really?
and recorded music. You'll be listening
Is
to
that
it.
something they asked you in the beginning? Can you sing?
No, they just said we have some music to do. I was like, yeah,
we'll go.
I'll be happy to sing. And yeah, I actually have a proper record.
That's right there. It's where. But thank you so much for being here, JDC. Bye. The stars are closer than ever before. Watch all your favorite local dramas on Pearl Magic Prime, now available on GoTV Plus and DSTV Access. It's all access to more magic from Pearl. Make sure you have an active DSTV or GoTV subscription.